Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about Saturn's transit through the nakshatra of Dhanishta. And what does it mean for all of us? For all the different stars or all the 27 nakshatras, how is it going to impact us? So you will be seeing this from the lunar mansion or the nakshatra where your moon is posited. So see this from your natal moon. So this is a long transit. It started on the 18th of February and it will end on the 15th of March 2023. It's a long transit. But before I come down to that, let me explain a little bit about transits. Don't see any transit in isolation. The transit of any planet through the natal through the lunar mansions is very important. Through the nakshatras as we see them from the moon, like the way I'm telling you, is very important. But certain factors to keep in mind. Firstly, the dasha. Always keep in mind the dasha. You have the mahadasha and the antardasha, and see especially those planets and the effect or the result they are giving you from your natal moon in transit. Those impacts will be felt, to a large extent. So if a transit is supportive and in the natal chart too that planet is supportive, you will get the right results. If a transit is not supportive, but in the natal chart the planet is a friend and is supportive, but the transit is not supportive, you will not get the result based on the natal chart. You will not get it. It will be delayed till the planet moves to a more supportive nakshatra or a more supportive star. Or if you do get the results, it will be, the results will be gotten with a lot of effort, lot of struggle, lot of willpower, and after having crossed a lot of hurdles and obstacles. We all have a natal chart, and there are, various sensitive points in a natal chart. There are various planets posited in all the signs, and there are, bhavarudhas or, specific points where a certain thing gets manifested in all our charts. So keep in mind also those specific points and the planets that are posited in the specific star that I'm talking about. For instance, if you have a planet in Dhanishta, since I'm talking about Dhanishta today, if you have a planet in Dhanishta, then remember Saturn is transiting over that planet. If you have a planet like Rahu, then it's like a Saturn-Rahu kind of an effect, which is very, very difficult. If you have moon in Dhanishta, then you are in the peak of your Sadesati, then it of course becomes even more difficult. So depending on what planet is posited in the particular star, the result will change to an effect. If you have, let's suppose, Mars posited in Dhanishta, now you have Saturn transiting over it. So Mars-Saturn is a very, is a difficult combination. It's a yoga for struggle. So then you will feel, even though from the moon you may feel, from the moon you may get a reading that this is a good transit for you. But because of Saturn's transit over a natal planet, there will be certain alterations in the results. So I have done Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu transiting over natal planets. I have not made videos yet on Saturn transiting over natal planets. I intend to do that. I probably will do that in the next few months, maybe, after 3 months or 4 months. I will start with that. Just keep in mind the dasha. Keep in mind any specific planet, all specific points you have in that particular nakshatra. Keep in mind house lordships. What does Saturn signify in your chart? If this is a difficult transit for you from your natal moon, and if Saturn is also a malefic for you, then the maleficency of the transit will be enhanced. And if you're also having a dasha, then yes, you are definitely going to feel it. And if Saturn, Saturn rules one of the nicer houses, one of the supportive houses in your chart, but it's going through a difficult transit which is not supportive from your moon, then you will not get the positive effects that Saturn promises in your chart. So all depends on functionally what the planet is for you, the dashas, the specific points and the planets posited in that nakshatra. Keep all this in mind, please, and then you will see the right results for yourself. So this nakshatra Dhanishta is ruled by Mars, and Saturn is transiting over this nakshatra. Like I just mentioned, Saturn Mars is a difficult combination. So I will not consider this a very fortunate transit. There will be more of a struggle in this transit, even though Dhanishta is all about success and achievement, material prosperity. It is not a very favorable nakshatra for relationships. More of struggle can be seen in relationships. It is not a very good nakshatra for conception and pregnancies. So there also some trouble can be seen for natives who are going, any ladies who are pregnant or who want children, who are looking forward to such an event. So there I will not consider this favorable. People who are already having trouble in marriage and then Saturn going through this transit can be little more of a struggle in their relationships. So this is how we will see this nakshatra. But for success, for fame, for wealth, it's a really nice nakshatra. But it is not very favorable for our peace of mind, for contentment. One may not feel very contented, and there will be more struggle for achievement, even though Saturn is in its own sign. Capricorn is Saturn's own sign, but still this Mars nakshatra ruled by Mars and Saturn transiting over it can bring a bit of a struggle. And even if it is achievement oriented, even if this transit is favorable for you, there will be a little more struggle as compared to having a benefic transiting this nakshatra. Okay, so I'm now going to talk about the Mars ruled nakshatras, which are Mrigashira, Chitra and Dhanishta. So if you are a Dhanishta moon, then Saturn is transiting over your natal moon. You are in the peak of Sadesati. This is not a favorable time for you. You will feel very stressed out, burdened, maybe little detached, could be worried. There will be some amount of stress. People who have depressive tendencies can also feel depressed. So this is not the best transit for you. Then for the Chitra ruled natives, this is in your 10th star. So more effort in your work, more struggle in your work, not very satisfied with your work. You will need to develop certain kind of skills, be more disciplined, structured, have more patterns, be more consistent, and only then will you get good results, even though Saturn is in its own house. And it's a good transit, as in this is a good nakshatra for success, but it will make you struggle much more than usual. You will feel it. You need to develop certain kind of skills, also. So this is achievement through effort, through discipline and through hard work. And Saturn related careers, some kind of an opportunity related to Saturn could also come your way, depending on your dasha and everything. For the Mrigashira natives, it's a time to achieve. It's a time where you receive things, but whatever you've been doing, in the past, it's a time for getting the result of that thing. But it's not going to be easy. Results will not be easy because this is Saturn and Mars nakshatra. So results will be there with more effort, with more struggle, but not good for pregnancies, like I said, not good for conception, and results will be there because Saturn is strong in its own sign, but the struggle factor will be there much more, and you may not feel very positive or very optimistic. Wherein your results are concerned, you may feel that things are not happening easily and it's taking more of an effort. Then the Rahu ruled nakshatras. For the Rahu ruled nakshatras, this is a favorable transit. This is a Ati Mitra Tara for you, and especially for Shadbishak, some kind of a status position. But remember, this is Saturn in Mars nakshatra. The theme will still be there no matter what. Some kind of a status position after a lot of effort, after a lot of consistency and hard work. So all the three nakshatras of Rahu, Ardra, Swati and Shadbishak, it's a very favorable transit for you, but especially, like I said, for Shadbishak, time for some kind of a status achievement position with lots of effort. If you have a Saturn dasha, you can expect some good results, some kind of status, but with effort, with hard work and having gone through struggle. Then the Jupiter ruled nakshatras, which are Punarvasu, Vishakha And Purva Bhadrapad, again it's a favorable transit for you if you have a Jupiter, dasha, and Jupiter is functionally a benefic planet for you. Then this transit is very supportive in achievement, in success, in getting support from society, from people, friends supporting you, your mentors supporting you. But for the Punarvasu people, this also will be like more of a struggle in your public dealings, and you will feel there is bigger effort, there is more stress, there is a bigger struggle in your public dealings, especially if you're into like a sales and marketing kind of a business. Then for Saturn's own nakshatras, which are Pushya Anuradha and Uttara Bhadrapad, this is not a favorable transit for you. You could have sudden endings, major changes in life, major struggles that you go through, which brings about like eighth house themes, things that are very transitory, things that are changing, things that are not stable. Those kind of effects you will feel. For Pushya natives, especially in your career, a bigger struggle, bigger effort related to your work. For Anuradha people, this can be a struggle day-to-day basis. But definitely not a favorable transit for all the Saturn ruled nakshatras. Then the Mercury ruled nakshatras, which are Revati, Ashlesha and Jyeshtha. It's a very favorable transit for you. For Revati people, if you have depressive tendencies, then this is not favorable for your state of mind. If you have that kind of a tendency, especially, you may feel depressed, you may feel lonely, you may want to cut off yourself from other people, you may want to isolate yourself. So this is definitely going to not impact you in a positive way mentally, but for achievement, for success, it's a very good transit for all three Mercury ruled natives. For Ashlesha, this is an important time for marriage, but like I said, this particular star is not favorable for marriage, and especially the Saturn Mars kind of a theme that we are having here. So marriage and themes related to marriage can be triggered for Ashlesha natives, but those people who are already struggling with relationships, it's a very bad phase, and relationships can end, marriages can end during this 1 year. And then we have for Jyeshtha as well as for Revati people, meditation, spending some time introspecting will be very, very healing for you. So for all three of these nakshatras, it's a time for achievement, but like I said, for Revati, it will bother you mentally, it will keep you dissatisfied. For Ashlesha, marriage, relationships, completion of cycles, and some kind of project that you complete, some kind of relationship themes, all these will be very, very dominant. And for Jyeshtha, important time where you can find activities that will help in healing and will comfort you. And things related to Saturn, especially like introspection and just withdrawing yourself and spending more quiet time, and building on that void which is within ourselves. Because Dhanishta, the symbol for Dhanishta is instrument, drums, flutes, and all of these are hollow inside. So there is a hollowness that we can work on by some introspection, by some quiet time, working on our inner self, healing ourselves. But for achievement, this time is favorable for all these three nakshatras. Then the Ketu ruled nakshatras. Ketu has three nakshatras: Ashwini, Magha, Moola. Not an easy time. You will find more obstacles coming your way, and you will require extra energy, extra effort, extra willpower for achievement. As it is, the Saturn Mars combination is giving us all some kind of a struggle in our achievement. But for difficult transits, whenever we have difficult transits coming from the moon, those are the times that we can utilize this energy to achieve more. because when it's an easy transit, we tend to become careless and relaxed and want to enjoy our comfort. And whenever we have difficult transits, then we try to, look for new ways, look for different options, and then sometimes it's then that opportunities click for us. So even though for the Ketu ruled nakshatras, it's not an easy transit, especially for, Magha people, they may find more difficulties and obstacles in their career. Even then, it's a time where progress can be made for all these 3 stars. Then the Venus ruled nakshatras. So this is a Kshem Tara for the Venus ruled nakshatras, which are Bharani, Purva Falguni and Purvashada. So it's a comfortable time for you. So that is what I meant by, when it's a difficult transit, then we tend to progress more. So when it's a comfortable transit, then we sometimes don't tend to progress as much. So for the 3 Venus ruled nakshatras, it's a comfortable transit. Frankly, you might get too complacent and comfortable. For Purvashada, there is going to be some kind of a relief now. You may have been worrying a lot, and now suddenly you will find a relief, some kind of a comfort zone you will start feeling now that Saturn has moved out of the previous nakshatra. The previous nakshatra was more disturbing for you, for Purvashada. So some relief you will feel. But for Purva Falguni, use Saturn kinds of talents. We all have all these energies inside of ourselves. We all have nurturing abilities. We all have the ability to work hard, to be disciplined. So the qualities that we connect to Saturn, those are the qualities that you will get success with. So for Purva Falguni, if you develop and work with the qualities of Saturn and works related to Saturn, you will get success. So good transit for all the 3, Bharani, Purva Falguni, Purvashada. Purvashada, some relief you will feel now. So whatever the worry has been for you, it will ease now. Then the Sun ruled nakshatra. Sun has 3 nakshatras, and this is not a favorable transit for you. So this is Kritika, Uttara Falguni and Uttarashada. So for Uttara Falguni, some disturbance will start now. You will not be, at peace, at ease. You will worry more. Saturn, things related to Saturn, houses Saturn rules, those things could be worrying you more now. So this particular transit for the Sun ruled nakshatras is all about challenges and obstacles. And for Uttarashada, little more worry will be there. For Uttara Falguni, more obstacles in your career you will feel. For Kritika, again, you will be in situations where you will meet your fears, frankly, things that you worry about, and this is a transformative time for you. There can be a bit of a struggle, especially if you have a Saturn Dasha, then you will feel this more. So this is a very transformative time for Kritika people, and be very, very cautious about all Saturn related activities and all other activities that you do in the next 1 year. For Kritika, this is very transformative. For the other 2 also, like I said, Uttarashada, it's difficult day to day. This will be more, you will feel more alienated, less connected to others. Again, depressive tendencies can be there. You may not feel connected to your home, to your family. You may feel less nurtured, basically. And then we come to the Moon ruled nakshatra. So there are again 3 nakshatras of the moon, and this is a very favorable transit for you. This is a Sampat Tara transit for you, which is Hasta, Revati and Shravan. For Shravan, so if your moon is in Shravan, so right now again you are in your Sadesati. It's definitely not easy, the peak of Sadesati, but thankfully Saturn has moved out. It's given you some space you will feel, but finances will be major theme right now. So you could be taking care of your debt, getting rid of your debt, and that may be a bother for you, but definitely some easing you will feel. For Rohini, you may feel that luck is not easy, things don't happen with luck, everything is a bit of a struggle. So every effort that you make, all the results that you are getting, You will feel that all that is happening with a lot of effort. Luck is just not easy. For Hasta, you may have some kind of travel, some foreign travel that you're planning now. Be very, cautious about taxes and any kind of financial dealings with the government. And for Hasta, it's also a time for achievement. It's a favorable transit for the moon ruled nakshatras, but the fruit of your action will be with a lot of effort and struggle. The results you will get, it is supportive, but the results will not be easy. So that is all for now. Check out the links below. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.